I've been trying to look through videos on YouTube, but I couldn't exactly figure out what hasn't been done yet. I'm going to show you guys the exact tips in my real arena fights that took me years to master. I've been playing the game since it first came out, and I study pros a lot on Fortnite. Not only do I implement a lot of their strategies as well, but in this video, I'm going to show you things that are really important to come out on top in arena fights. Use supporter creator code KenBeans in the item shop. Check out the merch down below, and let's hop into this video. Long story short, how this is going to work is I'm going to break down each arena clip in slow motion, but these aren't just any random clips I got from my stream. Whether the clip was amazing, trash, or just fantastic, I'm going to show you the things that took me years to work on, or even things that I'm still currently working on. It's as simple as watching this video all the way through, and you're going to learn tips that advanced players use. Just so happens the other day I ran into Assault. For those of you who don't know Assault, and I guarantee this isn't even accurate, but he has $86,000 in earnings. This man is cracked. I want to show you this just to explain that he is way better than me at this game in every way, shape, and form. I came across him not once, but twice. The first time I managed to get away with like 0 mats. The second time, this fight took around like 3 minutes, maybe even 4. What makes pros extremely good at this game is how good they are at pre-firing. Knowing that whenever I do a right-hand peek, you could see when I'm doing this top right-hand corner edit, I'm so far to the left, I almost can't even see myself. I literally couldn't. But it's okay, because on the off chance that he exposes himself or slips up a little bit, that's what I'm going to use to hit him. As he was taking my top walls, one tip that took me years to just figure out and just realize was that I should always leave my boxes exposed enough so I can never be trapped in one box. That makes it so he's attacking the top here, but as you can see, I jump all the way to the left. I'm playing angles crazy in this. And then I shoot him, and then he has a left-hand peek, I have a right-hand peek. Pros always play really aggro because obviously they know what they're doing, so you kind of have to counter their gameplay a little bit. Unfortunate for him, I got really lucky here. Once I got him underneath this cone and I pokeballed him, I chopped him down, I cracked him again. He couldn't build, I couldn't even shoot my I literally pickaxe swung. One of the sweatiest fights in arena I've had in a long time. Assault is freaking crazy. If you guys don't know him, I'm gonna leave a link to his channel down below. Now, to me, this is a little victory, but to be honest with you, back in the day, I always used to struggle when encountering people just like this. When you guys meet with stairs, one of the things that I always do is high wall up first. This is how you practically stiff arm the other person into not 50-50ing you, because now you're in control of that wall. Now, I got a 200 pump. This clip was insane, but the thing to remember is that I did a window edit and I didn't just full send at the guy's mouth. To show you in creative really quickly, every single time you're about to encounter someone and you're really close to them, the strat is to always high wall up and then place stairs. Don't place stairs and then do the high wall. You want to start with the walls first. The most common way to get damage on someone when they're tarping away in multiple boxes, like I preach in every video, you have to shoot their tarp from the sides, because that's where they're going to be most vulnerable and they're only separated by one build. If you shoot them when you're in the tarp, then you obviously have to spray through everything, but when you shoot them from the sides, it's going to be really weak, and more than likely you're going to get damage on them. How often do you get in a situation where the guy on high ground is right above you? He beat you to it, right? What you need to do is to remember the little fake out play. This took me a long time to realize. Over the course of the years playing this game, one thing that people do is always track you through multiple builds. It doesn't have to be just one build. As you can see here, this guy is in control of not only the flat, but he is also in control of the cone. As I'm in this fight, I'm realizing that he's looking directly at me because he's trying to shoot me as I do a side jump. That's one of the most common things that a player in my position would do. So me knowing what I know he knows, right? What I did was fake him out one way and then go the other way, and that's how I got height on this. If I freeze the frame right here, you could see the guy was looking the other direction. That's exactly that 200 IQ, that long years of experience. That's the stuff that happens. When you can learn stuff like this over the years of playing Fortnite, you want to start implementing this into your game. Nonetheless, after I get height though, I cucked myself, but what I did was, since I double high walled up after the side jump, I talk about this move a lot, what I did was place a cone through that window edit. If you want to know a tip to never get stuck underneath the cone whenever you do this window edit cone up and down strat, what you have to do is always hug the build when you're literally touching it. The closer you are to the wall when you're doing the window edit and the double cones up and down, you will never get the cone cucked above you. Over the course of me practicing this move due to Raiders Peace Control map version 3, link to it, just go to Google and type in version 3 Raider Peace Control, it will come up. Through that, I was able to determine that if you hug the wall, you will never cuck yourself for the cone. What I did was try to peace control where he was going next. That's why I got the cone stuck and I was phasing through it. But as you can see, I was phasing through it and I still was able to crack the guy. Nonetheless, we got the kill. On to the next one. I did this move so fast that I almost don't even realize it when I'm watching a replay. Nothing special at the beginning, I end up cracking this guy, but the most important thing to remember is that I'm trying to track him through his build so I can get a shot on him, right? Pretty simple enough. If you're ever in a situation where you crack someone and you need to get the last shot, obviously because you know they're weak, you don't want them healing up. What I did here was that as I was falling down, I realized that if I can just get into this guy's box, end the fight really quick. I'll take him off guard. You have to do this on the very first attempt though, because if you jump into the guy's box more than 2 times in one fight, they're gonna be expecting it. But just notice the way I was doing it. What I did was pickaxe the wall and then place a stair. I didn't place the stair and then double swing at the wall. When you pickaxe the wall once and then put the stair over your head, it makes them have less time to know what's happening. Now I end up fighting this guy. We're in a normal build fight, whatever. I crack him, okay? What you need to realize is that as I'm trying to take his wall, I always try to take the wall and set myself up to have good crosshair placement after I do piece control. So look at me right here. As I'm falling down, right? What I did was take the wall and then I put the cone in his box. But as you can see, when I put the cone in his box, all I had to do was slightly move up just a little bit and shoot him with a shotgun. Doing any sort of piece control, you want to have good crosshair placement so that you can line up the shot to have the least amount of movement possible after you place the build. The tips that took me years to realize was that I should be running at all points in time during whenever I get piece control. So whenever this guy got the double edit on me, you could see the second that happened, I instantly retreated backwards. And because of that, he drops into my box, which is something they actually do a lot. A lot of people will 50-50 if they're not that smart in arena. That's exactly why I ran back and I placed the wall. Now, if they're aggressive enough to jump in your box, they're also going to be just as aggressive to try and take the wall back after it was just placed. The wall won't have a lot of HP, which is exactly why someone will be tempted to swing at it. That's exactly why I did some sort of edit. A window edit is the best, just like I did here, because he's swinging at nothing. So there's 2 tips there. One is to make sure that you never stop moving after you get piece control. Number 2 is to always make sure you do optimal edits so they swing at nothing, which makes you have a clean shot. As we progress forward into this fight, I end up having all this piece control on this guy. I do a mongrel classic. What you need to do though is at least something that I did in the past. For some reason, every time I saw a stair like this, I always used to just reset first and then confirm the new edit. When you edit stairs, what you need to do is if you ever want to get the guy off that stair, all you have to do is just swipe on the other side. Don't reset and then confirm a new edit. All you have to do is just swipe to the left side, just like I did right here, and it just confirms the new edit for me. I'm gonna be honest with you, this guy was on my wall like crazy. So what I did, since I had multiple boxes, is I made an edit, but on the opposite box so I can cone him and then place a wall so I can block any shot he shoots at me. This move right here, whenever someone drops down on a stair, is the #1 reason why you always want to have more than 1 box whenever you fight someone in arena. You get this off and they will panic. Nonetheless though, I choked a little bit. I did a very unoptimal edit. I should have done a top row wall edit instead, but as I did this, what I did was run so far. I literally ran back to my old box so I can have some cover. The average person does not use their movement like this in arena. You guys have to realize how important movement is when you win fights. The reason why I'm able to kill people who are a lot better than me is because I have really awkward movement. If you struggle or at some sort of plateau in arena, your #1 goal should be to work on your movement in every single fight possible. Stay tuned for some movement vids coming soon though. Hit that subscribe button and the like button if you like this video. The average person, maybe not pros will do this, but the average person in arena, I've never seen them correct themselves mid-fight. If you're really looking to get better at the game and improve a lot, you should stop what you're doing if you're about to confirm a bad edit. That's exactly what I did here, and I do this a lot in arena. As I'm about to confirm an edit, I realize, whoa, wait a minute, I'm about to do an edit that makes a 50-50. Let me do a window edit instead. Even though I was able to kill this guy really quickly and he wasn't that good, taking the time out of your day to stop what you're doing to make a better edit is actually going to make you better in the long run because you're training that new muscle memory. Very small tip, but if you guys aren't aware that these guns bleed through builds, you need to remember that if you're the guy inside this box, you cannot just sit here while I spray a wall. Back in the old day especially, I would have definitely just sat there in the box thinking that my walls were strong enough to not let bullets bleed through them. That's not even the most important thing here though. What's crazy about this is that I'm able to read this guy in the box. The reason why I didn't double swing at this wall, I quadruple swung at this wall, was because this guy was looking to run away as I was pickaxing. As I was taking this guy's wall, I didn't see him take out his shotgun to try and do an edit back on me once. That's exactly why I knew that if I just sat in the same spot, grabbed the wall, he'd be quick dead. This move right here is an exact replica of what I was talking about earlier in this video. The second I got this guy weak, he's on the run. Instead of trying to take his wall, what I did was force my way into his box, but notice how I did it. Once again, I swung at his wall once. I had enough time to sit there in front of his box to swing again, but before I did that, what I did was place the stair after the first swing. So you always swing, stare, and then exploit in. And that's how I took this guy off guard and I killed him. Here's something that a lot of people think comes quick, and this is the movement thing. This guy tries to jump onto my layer, and as he does that, I stare him off to do a mongrel classic. The thing that takes people so long to understand is the movement aspect. If you look at this right here, you can see that as I'm fighting this guy, what I did was I swerved to the right. This is because I had no option to edit any of the builds in front of me. I could have flipped the cone I had right below me, but to be honest with you, it would be way better to try and swerve the guy's shot, because the average person will never expect people to move around in their box like crazy. Unless it's a literal pro or someone who has tons of experience on the game. When you play arena, if you want to be really good and get some wins, in almost every single box fight, at least that I have in arena, if they're not insanely good and I see that as I'm fighting them, I will go out of my way to swerve instead of trying to do an edit just like this so I can get the kill faster. This right here is one of the most crazy IQ plays that you'll probably see in this video. When you play arena, you don't have a shotgun, but the other guy does. I literally have 2 ARs right here. Off spawn fight, very scuffed. The way I outplay a guy with a shotgun when I only have ARs is that you can't force yourself to 50-50 for too long. As he jumps into my box, I know I have enough time to try and get some shots because the harpoon thing is kind of delayed. Once I get the one shot in him, I stare him off to try and block any return fire. Nonetheless, I took damage. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think about the type of edit I was making, but I made this stare edit. I decided to shoot through the builds because he's not going to be able to know when to shoot me because he might not see me. It happened so quickly that this guy couldn't react fast enough. Once I head dinked him, I knew I was in the advantage. So I placed another stare to block the shot and I edited right in his face and get the kill. This looks random, but you see how I was shooting at him when he was behind a build and I did it so fast that he didn't even realize he was shot. I'm going to end this video on a complete banger. This tip right here is one of the craziest things that I actually learned from FaZe Martaz back in the day. Martaz, if you're watching this, I freaking love you. When I'm ramping up here, I place a cone to try and block anything, but he keeps placing this floor in front of my face. He didn't do it just once, but he actually did it twice. Any single time someone places a floor or blocks you when you're ramping up for height, they will always try to go backwards and piece control you. I've noticed so well that what I did was make him land on my flat. Martaz always talks about this, and when you can try and predict where someone's going by placing a flat and then dropping them down, they will be taken off guard. But notice how even though I have like no builds around me, nowhere to place builds, I shot him and then placed a wall in my own box. That's sort of like a pre-fire. After I did that, I just full sent in his box and I killed him. But that is one of the most important tips that took me so long to realize, and honestly, I don't know if I would have realized it without Martaz's help. Make them feel like the flat they landed on was almost placed magically. You drop them down, boom, you get the kill. If you're looking for unique tips and tricks content, this is definitely the channel you want to subscribe to. Don't forget to check out KenBeans.store. We have new merch available on the site. I updated it. Shout out to everyone on the screen right now using code KenBeans in the item shop. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Peace.